Hi everybody. So this video is going to go through a couple examples from the homework, and we talked about these exponent rules today in class, and you're going to see them come up throughout the homework and in review that we do. It's really an Algebra 1 concept, and if you feel like you're not great at this, I strongly encourage you to just look up exponent rule videos. There's tons of stuff out there and lots of practice that you can do on your own. Okay, so these are the rules we talked about, and the first homework problem I want to do is A-9. So Ben is taking an Algebra 1 class and is stuck on the problem shown below. So let's see what he did in this problem. So he took what was inside the parentheses, and since it's a cubed, he wrote it out 3 times, and that's correct. Now, he didn't really use the trick that he could have. So a cubed means this rule. You can distribute the exponent on the outside to everything on the inside. That's the trick I would have used, but let's go ahead and see what he did. So he wrote it out 3 times, and then it says, now what? Well, now he should continue the problem and basically use more rules. So 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, which is the same as if he had distributed 3 cubed, and that's what 27 is. Okay, let's keep going. Now, the A's. So he has A -2, A -2, and A -2. You can add those -2's to make it A to the -6th. That's the same as if he had distributed this 3 and multiplied 3 times -2 is A to the -6th. Okay, and then the last thing he needs to do is deal with the b's. There's b to the 1, b to the 1, b to the 1. That's 3 of them, b cubed. Again, there's a little 1 that sits there, so that's b to the 1 times 3, b cubed. So essentially, we could have done it this way, the shortcut, or Ben's way of multiplying it 3 times. Now, we got to check, are we completely done? We never want to leave a negative on the bottom. So what he needs to do is move this and only this piece to the bottom. They're not connected. They are separate pieces of multiplication problem. So this A will go to the bottom. This B cubed will stay on top, so will the 27. So anything with a negative crosses the line and changes the sign. This is the final answer that we should write. Okay, if we had done it from here, you would have gotten the same thing. 27, this stays on top, this moves to the bottom as a +6. Crosses the line, changes the sign. Okay, let's move on to A10. A10 has a couple more examples. So let's do the A10A, super easy. X cubed and x to the -2. You can do it a couple different ways. If you want to move the -2 to the bottom first, it crosses the line and changes the sign. And then you use quotient rule and subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1. The bigger the exponent, it stays there. So if the 3 was on the bottom, the x would have stayed there. There's more x's on top, x to the 1. You don't really need that little 1 right there. So my final answer is just x. Could you have just done 3 plus a -2 makes x to the 1? Absolutely. So you could have either used product rule, where you add the 2, or quotient rule and the negative exponent. Okay, let's go to B. So for B, I have a negative on the bottom, and again, you could use quotient rule already. I'm going to move this negative to the top. So y to the 5th is already on top. Y to the -2 crosses the line and changes the sign. It moves to the top because it was negative and it needs to cross the line, change the sign, add 5 plus 2 makes y to the 7th. Okay, let's keep going. So 4 to the -1. It's a negative, so it crosses the line and changes the sign to a +1. You can't just leave a blank space up here. There always needs to be a 1 on top. What's my final answer? 1/4. 1/4. So 4 to the -1 is 1/4. Okay, our last one. I am going to use power rule this time and distribute the 3 in. as opposed to Ben's way on the last problem where he wrote it out 3 times. Would that work? Sure. I'm just going to use the shortcut. So the 4 gets the cubed, and these two get multiplied. X 2 times 3 is 6. 4 cubed is 64, x to the 6th, and that's my answer. Could I have done it like the previous problem where I write it out 3 times and get 4x squared, 4x squared, and 4x squared? Sure. What would happen? 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. This is just a shortcut way. Both ways work. Okay, you can shut this down and go ahead and finish the rest of your homework problems.